a lot of people would say to me, well, it's you Maritimers. You guys are so honest. Like, it's, like, it's like completely transparent.
Oh my God.
I'm obviously not here to rip you off. I'm not trying to, there's no scamming going on here at all.
Yeah.
I need some work. I'm going to do the job you want me to do. And then I'll stay around or I'll go or whatever, but I'm not going to try and mess with you.
Yeah.
And people do, like I said, they respect that, right?
Yeah, it's all my buddies that are out, running the pipe from the northern Saskatchewan or whatever.
Right.
They're always, whenever they come back home for a quick vacation, their companies are dying for hard workers.
Yep.
And they love the East Coast guys because we have a reputation up there. I didn't even realize, like, I also kind of used to hate it in the Maritimes. I just thought it was this small, like,
it is very small,
no opportunity, and
not much.
Yeah, well, yeah. So there was probably some truth to what I was thinking about it. But then when I went and saw the rest of the country, when I got to the West Coast eventually, especially when I was on the West Coast, I just turned into more of a Maritimer than I'd ever been in my life. It's like I had to embody the whole thing for them.
Right.
And we had this reputation for being loud storytellers, hard drinkers, and hard workers.
Yeah.
And they love us. The rest of the country, we have a huge reputation.
Well, it's part of being. I mean, all of Canada's pretty small.
Yeah.
But there's most of what we have out here is, once you go, especially because you and I have a similarity that we're both English New Brunswickers, right? So, everybody I went to high school with 3,000 people. It was one of those massive, giant high schools. I don't know if you had one of those. No, you had a small one. But you know what I mean. They're like that in Moncton. Big, giant things. And, like, everybody gets bussed in. And they really, by doing that, of course, ran up the prices of teaching and all the gas for the school buses and blah, blah, blah. It was kind of a disaster in a way.
Yeah.
But literally everyone I went to high school with in 1980 is when I graduated, with almost to a man and a woman, they all left.
Yeah.
They were gone.
Yeah.
And they went out west and they never came back, right? And I hung around. A little tiny handful of us were like kind of hanging around there, but for the most part, they'd gone and made their fortune because there wasn't a lot of opportunity in the Maritimes. That you really couldn't stay around, and so now what we're seeing is, if you go back to NB, and even if you go outside of Halifax or outside of any of the little towns. Like, I'm 54, and I feel like a young man when I go out to the boonies, right? Because it's just like they're all 70 years old.
Yeah, they're all.
There's no young people around at all. Right? So it's when you go on the road as a Maritimer, you're kind of representing a little bit, but also it's a bit desperate, right? Like, you need to work.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody from suburban Ontario is like, I'll get a job of some other kind. I don't need to get my hands dirty. Right?
Yeah. I think that sense of necessity really drives people. I mean, it's why, because there's people out in Alberta too, and we outwork the hell out of them a lot of the time because they're just used to making $18 an hour at Canadian Tire or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it's easy to show up and impress people.
Yeah.
And like I said, people love it.
Yeah.
If someone shows up to your job, and unless you have an absolutely tyrannical boss.
Yeah. Did you luck out and you had some good people to work with?
I had some good people to work with.
Good.
I did a lot of just under the table, like answering Kijiji ads. People need to move or whatever, and so
just show up and make $100 or $50 or whatever.
Yeah.
Put it in your pocket and you're gone.
Exactly. So that was easy. And then I actually worked out in Edmonton for a little bit. I was involved in one of these new skyscrapers they're building out there.
Right.
And I started out at $22.50 an hour up there. Right. It's ridiculous.
It's good. But it's good money, right?
Yeah.
That's what a laborer should be paid, at least. Especially because that's dangerous, man. It's like,
lots of things. Even if you're just like a bottom of the rung, like you're a guy that cleans up everyone else's garbage or whatever, there's still heavy equipment all over the place, building high beams, that you could fall. There's a million ways you could get hurt.
so easy on one of those sites, man. I can't believe there's more. There's not more, but I mean, at least
I can't believe it either. And like those construction sites, like I'm amazed that any buildings of that size get done, because when you're involved and you just see all the sheer mayhem that goes around,
it's chaos.
It is sheer chaos.
But somebody
you'll get eaten alive if you're not.
Is pulling the strings, and then the next thing you know, the glass veneer is there, and the air conditioning works, and people move into the building.
Yeah, it's just amazing. It's like human beings.
I know. I mean, and that's what you were saying earlier, just about music or how any of it even happens, right?
I don't understand.
Right?
It blows my mind.
Well, it's compulsion, I think, is a big part of, like, and of course, money does compel people to work. If you can pay them, and people are, and some people really love that work. Like there's people who just love running the crane.
Totally.
They love driving the truck full of steel beams into that place. They know that, like you were saying about insignificance again, as you find your way into it. And this is, it's a good point about insignificance that you were saying, because until you have something that you can hang your hat on, it's pretty easy to feel very small.
Yeah.
Until you find a place that you...
Where do you fit to the world?
A talent that you have, and it's just one talent, you get good at roofing, you get good at organized people, and maybe you'll see another thing that you can do with that. In 2 or 3 years you might move on to another thing that's similar, but kind of, you're just expanding your horizons. I think that's what a young person's aim should be, really, in a lot of ways. I mean, if someone has a discipline that they're committed to, then that's amazing. But then also, too, to develop all those different sides, like understanding where you might be weak, and put yourself in a situation that challenges that, and maybe get a little more put together. And that's what I found throughout my life, as short as it is yet. It's like last year has prepared me for this year. But I thought it was really good that you went on a quest, that you took off, and because a lot of your buddies didn't do that. And you were in a situation where you could. You'd work through school, you'd work through a band or two, and you hit the road. And, a lot of people do that, and it's a totally natural thing to do. And it worked out for you, too.
It worked out great. I got lucky more times than I should have, I think.
It's a karmic thing, You're a good person, so
I think that's the real currency, man.
It is a big part of the currency.
People would... Like your character as an individual, that's what gets you through life.
It does.
People would pick me up and offer me their homes, like strangers. Just pick me up. I got my thumb on the side of the road, and next thing you know, I'm like drinking a beer in someone's hot tub, and it's just I was just getting eaten alive by flies the night before in a ditch next to a graveyard somewhere. And it's just every day was just, I had no idea what was going to happen. And that was part of the fun, obviously, and part of the reason to be anxious and break down, maybe. But that's just something I had to do, and looking back, I couldn't imagine.
You save up your pennies and go on another one, And
I think about that a lot too.
Yeah, you should. If you're not going to get back into school and learn another trade or whatever, then going on the road is the thing to do. Because that leaves you open to more things, and now you know more about it.
Oh yeah, I can do it way better. So I left with like $200.
Right.
I just had no safety net at all. But that was part of kind of what I wanted to do as well, in a weird way.
Yeah, well, it's true. Like have $100 tucked in the bottom of your boot, right?
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to let it all go to. The forces that are beyond my control are going to be what determines how this goes. It's a lot of surrendering and giving up and not knowing either. I didn't know what else to do, so it's just like, okay. I think about doing it again a lot. I think about going back to school too. I don't know what I would go for. If I would get my welding ticket or study psychology or something. Or
you could do anything, man. That's the thing.
That's part of the problem.
You're a smart guy, and now you know more about discipline, right? So it's I think these days you got to got to pick a field that is not going to be destroyed by automation.
Yep.
You know, so like the labor jobs are really threatened right now by increasing amounts of robotics.
Yeah.
But also, you know, like the smarty pants jobs, like the psychologists and psychiatrists, like how much of that is going to be eroded by
just
like automatic kind of.
Well, any like psychological genius could put his lectures online for free.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
You can get all of that kind of stuff. So how can you generate income from that kind of stuff? So, you know, I look at it too, man. I think, well, I got to find something else that will augment my music beyond teaching, right? Because I'm not only do I notice I have competition from Long and McQuaid as far as like public teaching is concerned.
Yeah.
But also, it's just like more and more people are just learning on the net.
Yeah.
They don't really need an instructor when you can Skype some guy that you really want to study with, or some lady.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't.
You don't have to like go samurai marching through the foothills to find the
master.
Yeah,
you know, exactly, right?
Yeah.
And so that's good and bad. It's good for the guy who's providing the Skype lessons and making their money that way, but it's bad for the local yokels who, like myself, who are like, well, I don't have that kind of a draw. You know? So it's I look around and see, well, what else could I be doing to make more money? You know?
Yeah.
You know, and then it really just seems like, you know, develop the microbiology, the really hard sciences are where the big money is going for workers, you know. It's really where it seems to be all about.
Yeah, it seems like the case.
Yeah. Because the rest of us are just going to be... And even that is corporate, you know, like somebody, you know, like Bob Dylan said, you know, and many people say all the patriarchy, Muhammad and Krishna and Buddha and Christ and Zoroaster and the Baha'i guy, and they all talk about serving. Like, we all have to serve somebody, you know. And that's true, but when it comes to no matter what your skill set is, if you're always going to have to be dealing with somebody who may not have your skill set, but they have the money to hire you, and they have the vision or the compulsion to steer your talents to what they want.
Yeah.
Even though what you're contributing is considered to be great, but again, it doesn't matter if you're roofing or coming up with a great jazz song or making some kind of crazy microbiological stew that's going to save the world.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of independence, it seems. Like,
that's true.
You know, like there's always something or somebody that's guiding that, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's a toughie for people in our society, because that makes us all go to work, makes us all buy a car, makes us all, you know, buy more oil for the house.
Yeah.
More coal for the pool.
Yeah.
Coal monster across the harbor there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so you don't know what you're going to do yet.
Yeah.
You keep on working.
I think I have too many interests, too.
Yeah.
Like
it's another thing.
See, it's like innumerable amount of paths forward.
Yeah.
Which one do you walk down?
Well, you know, I think about, I don't know I'm sure you've met my esteemed colleague Lucas Pierce. I'm sure you met Lucas. Big guy, plays the bass. But you know, he's really, I've gotten to know the guy over the past 10 years and just watched as his many interests have kind of come together that he can make a living as a musician, as a composer, as a studio technician, in the sense of recording Foley for like the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
So Foley is like the footsteps and all that kind of stuff. And then he's become an artistic director of the upstream music thing that I'm associated with. And just like all of his talents, he's been able to develop them. Didn't happen overnight.
For sure.
A lot of hard